要就是希望有更多人就是勇敢的、坚强的站出来对抗他们，这是我们的目的。在昨天我们在乌鲁木齐中路的时候，有很多同胞，因为我们说了实话，他们不开心了，他们就把我们抓走了。我们要求他们放人，但他们无动于衷，他们不把人民当人民。放人！放人！放人！
There's never been a fundamental break in that history of repression for 70 years under the People's Republic of China. Never, never. And so people who want to look at the protests inside China right now as only occurring simply because of COVID zero lockdowns, they're ahistorical. They're looking at it in a vacuum. It's stupid. It's actually a form of idiocy, because you can't separate people from their history. You can't separate this recent brutal round of oppression from 70 years of brutal rounds of oppression, 70 years of brutality, 70 years of oppression, 70 years of censorship and tyranny. You can't separate that. That's why the protesters in the street, they're not just saying lift the COVID zero lockdowns, they're saying step down Xi Jinping, step down CCP. That's what the protesters themselves understand. And I think that idea is spreading in China. And I think Xi Jinping will try and, even if he tries to make concessions and lift some of the COVID zero lockdowns, that seed of dissent is there. It can't, once it's out, the genie, it can't get back into the bottle. The genie can't go back into the bottle. All the conditions that are creating dissent right now in China, they still exist. You still have the rolling lockdowns. You still have the brutal police repression. You still have, the household registration system. You have social credit system. You have the party inserting itself into, every sphere of life, trying to control people's thoughts, trying to transform people's souls. This is what the Chinese Communist Party is doing, and it is fundamentally that which is creating the dissent in China right now, because everything has an equal and opposite reaction. And so it's simply impossible to view the COVID protests in isolation and say that they're just about COVID. No, it's about the Chinese Communist Party.
My message to the people inside China right now would be to the people, especially the students and them protesting. I would say never lose hope that we all are in this together, and people outside China are right now in their support. People are listening right now. People are raising, and people are rising against them. So I think I would say that never lose hope.
For the Chinese people, we are with you, and it's not a fight that you guys are fighting alone. Chinese communist regime today is known all over the world for its persecution and its violation of human rights and its treatment of the not just Chinese dissidents but many other communities or like you can say nationalities. We are willing to support you irrespective of if you are Chinese or not, but we know that it's this cause is a just cause, and the fall of the Chinese communist regime is guaranteed. It's just a matter of time, and China will become a democratic country, Tibet will become free, and I stand with you. We all stand together. Together we can do this.
The Mask of Anarchy by Percy Shelley. He talked, they are you are many, they are few. That's the fundamental equation here. You are many, they are few. When there are millions on the streets, they can't, when there are isolated individuals going against government, it's easy for the government to crack down, brutally repress them. When there are millions in the streets, it's a million times harder. And so there's power in numbers. Remember, you are many, they are few. Xi Jinping can't control 1.4 billion people by himself. He can't transform the souls and the minds of 1.4 billion people. It's fundamentally impossible for one individual to keep 1.4 billion in check. It's impossible. One individual against 1.4 billion. The Chinese Communist Party. I know everyone likes to say, oh, there's 90 million members. There would be less than 2,000, who really call the shots inside the Chinese Communist Party. How many of the people who joined the Communist Party, are there because they wanted to get ahead in society, who are there just to, act as rubber stamps, just as, you know, mindless bureaucrats, drones. You know, it's only a few thousand people that control the shots, that call the shots, going up against billions. So fundamentally, the numbers are on our side. Fundamentally, the people cannot lose if the people are on the side of justice, democracy, freedom. If the people rise up, the people cannot lose.